Alright, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going to pick up some calculus here, and this is going to basically be another derivative practice video. So we need to find the derivative with respect to x for this, basically this trig function, y is equal to a sine of x plus 10 times cosine of x, all divided by x. Okay, so the first thing you probably want to do here is just write it this way a little bit and, kind of break it up. So we need the derivative with respect to x for sine of x plus the derivative with respect to x of 10 cosine of x, all divided by x. And again, I'm doing all this by hand, obviously calculating very simple derivatives. I'm trying to adjust the lighting. It can probably be done in your head, but in this particular circumstance, we're just going to do it by hand. So let's just deal with the first part. So we know that the derivative with respect to x for sine of x is cosine of x, so that's easy enough, right? All right, so what about the second one? Well, for the second piece here, so we need the derivative with respect to x for 10 cosine of x all over x. First thing you need to do is to pull the 10 out. That's just a constant. And so what you're really differentiating with respect to x is cosine of x over x. Okay. So clearly, we just use the quotient rule. And again, you can probably easily calculate the derivative of this right off the top of your head, but again, we're going through basically the entire process, basically. So remember, if I have two functions, f and g, for example, that we're dividing, so f of x over g of x prime, then the quotient rule basically says that I'll take my f, I'll take the derivative of that, I'll multiply it by my g of x, I'll subtract that from my f of x, multiply it by the derivative of my second function, g of x, all over g of x squared. All right. So we got our 10 on the outside there. We know that that's going to get multiplied through once we take care of everything else. So let's take our derivative. So f here is cosine, and x here, f here is cosine. F here is cosine, and g here is x, or f of x is cosine and g of x is x. So let's just follow the formula. So in this particular circumstance, we'll get negative sine of x. Then we just multiply it by x. We'll subtract that from the derivative, or subtract that from our function f of x, which is cosine of x, and then multiply it by the derivative of our g of x with respect to x, which is just 1. And then down here we just got x squared. Okay, so we can easily just tell what the answer is going to be. Okay. So we'll have 10, and I'm going to bring the negative x to the front. I'm going to write this as negative x sine of x minus cosine of x. All divided by x squared. And so if you actually wanted to stop there, you could. We just got to put our answer together. So the final answer here, we're asked to find the derivative with respect to x for sine of x plus 10 cosine of x all over x. So here, derivative is just going to be cosine of x plus 10 negative x sine of x. It's going to be minus cosine of x, and it's all going to be divided by x squared. Now, if you, like I said, you want to distribute and kind of clean it up a little bit more, perhaps that's possible, but I will just leave it there. Of course, you can probably do a little bit more simplification, but I just leave it there. And that's basically going to be your derivative. Okay, so let me know if you got any questions, and I'll see y'all next time.